Welcome to Finding Purgatory, and today we're looking at it again, Randonautica. You guys have liked it so much, I've had to do another one. Give them a look out, I'll put a link in the description, check them out. Right, let's get cracking, straight into it.
Otherwise I would have told you guys. The second location was like 5 minutes from her house, and so she's driving there and it ends up being a specific person's house. A woman from the house comes outside and just stares at the user and smiles at her, not creepy at all. So she tries to send a message to the app to report that she had been to the location, and for some reason it wasn't going through. So she called her best friend, who was like, just give it 5 more minutes, and even the user was like, I felt like I had to stay for some reason. Then as she's driving back the way she came, a police car passes her and she sees like 3 police cars and an ambulance blocking off the road. There had been an accident minutes beforehand and she literally saw the guy being put into the ambulance. Had she left when she was going to, that car accident would have happened to her. Minutes. She was saved by minutes. Coming in at number 9 is the...
Yeah, I don't know about that. Do you? Seriously? We did Randonautica the other night. We went to 2 random people's homes, and again we just sat in the car and went, yeah, we're not going to go and knock on their door. That'd be a bit weird. Another one, we ran the back and there was an abandoned house. We couldn't get access to it. Not yet anyway. Check out the videos. Let us know if you want us to go in there.
Building. So this one is freaky as and comes from TikToker Young Zalo, who decides to go to a Randonautica coordinate with his friends at 3:30 a.m. The coordinates lead them to this random building in Duluth, and as soon as they're starting to get close, the street lights just start flickering out of nowhere. As soon as it starts flickering, that's when you know something is very off. The group then start contemplating
there's a power surge.
Whether to go inside the building or not, with the user being like, can we please go home? I would be this guy. As they go to turn around, they see this deer run into the bushes, or they thought it was a deer. The skin of it was grey, which had them all thinking it was a skinwalker, which is so much worse than a deer, you guys. At number 8 we have...
You know, I'm a paranormal investigator. We're out until 3:30, 4, 5 in the morning. When we're driving along the road, we see all sorts of animals. It doesn't mean it's paranormal, it doesn't mean it's weird, it's just late at night, it's when the animals come out.
Of the village. This one is from TikToker Playboy Lissy, whose coordinates led her straight into the Blair Witch Project, or something that looked a lot like it. The user and her friend picked the 2 locations that seemed the most appealing. Both of those were in the woods though, so off on their little adventure they went. At first they find this closed up tent, which they're too scared to open because what if someone was still inside or on their way back to it. The next coordinate was a 5 to 10 minute walk from the tent, and it was this hut structure sort of thing that was made from wooden sticks. There was a wooden teepee tent looking thing in the middle, and it looked like whoever made it made wooden spiked barricades around it for protection as well. The top of the entrance of the teepee tent had the skull of some antlered animal.
Now that is pretty cool.
And that's when I thought enough was enough and left. I wouldn't have even gotten to the teepee tent thing. I would have been like, bye. Filling at number 7 slot is the cemetery. This one was uploaded by TikTok user Ho Falani, whose randonauting adventure took her to this tiny cemetery in the middle of nowhere. Now they're initially behind the fence away from the field, but the friends see that there's something hanging from the tree in the middle of the cemetery, so they decide to take a closer look. And that, my friends, is how they get you. They just entice you and bait you, and then they just pull you in. Anyway, as they explore, they find this half-broken gravestone with 2 Raggedy Ann-looking dolls on both sides of it, which is super freaking weird. They then inspect the tree, and there's this open suitcase hanging from it, and inside of it was this upside-down half-naked doll, and on the ground is the Bible. Now, what is up with these creepy...
Okay, so that is weird. You know, as I said to Jamie from Paranormal Torch the other night, you probably get 1 in 10 that's going to come out to be weird. Now this is one of those scenarios here. If I went to a graveyard, which I do a lot of, and I saw that, I'll be like, what the... Jeez.
Dolls. Wasn't Annabelle a Raggedy Ann doll too? Now at number 6 is the shed. So this randonauting adventure comes from TikTok user Emily Cullen, whose coordinates took her to this old abandoned house. And mind you, this house is the creepiest thing you've ever seen. It's falling apart, the windows are broken, the front gate is just left open, there's a bunch of trash strewn everywhere, including 2 large black garbage bags that looked like they had something heavy in them, like a body perhaps, and that wouldn't even be the first time a body was found on TikTok. Randonautica. But there are also words carved under the window of the house, but the user was too far away to read them. They didn't want to get any closer because they felt this presence watching them. Ironically, the coordinates didn't lead them to the house, it led them to the house's shed, which was hidden in the shrubbery in the back. The house was creepy enough, I bet my life on the fact they did not go into the shed. They did not. I refuse to believe it. No one has a death wish. Coming in and
Seriously, is it me, or is it just like, it's just an abandoned house? Why is that a scary Randonautica video? Seriously. Oh, get a life.
5 is the dog. This one.
Look, guys, I'll give you my honest opinion on these scenarios, okay? I do this myself. I do paranormal investigation. I do urban exploring, okay? If you like that sort of stuff, hit that like button. You'll see a ghost appear on your screen now. If you want to see more of it, hit the bell and subscribe.
This one isn't scary in like a horror way, it's scary in the wow, life can work in wonderful, scary, mysterious ways sometimes kind of way. Was that too niche? I don't care. Either way, this one's from TikTok user Sluglexa, who just wanted to get her mind off the world and do some randonauting. Now, a few weeks before they filmed this TikTok, Alexa's mum's dog Lala ran away and got lost, and they couldn't find her anywhere. That's quite sad, actually. So Alexa and her friends set their intention as mom's lost dog, and they end up at Mojave Desert. Out of nowhere, as they're walking, this dog just runs up to them and is the friendliest little thing ever. And he actually then starts leading them towards the coordinates on the app, and it ends up being a line of Joshua trees, which is odd since they're usually always found scattered around, not on a line. Now, I'm just amazed at the fact they literally manifested this dog. They really wanted to take it home.
I like that dog looked well cute, but it did have a collar on, so the likelihood is it belonged to someone. But why would it be out in the middle of the desert?
But it actually ended up belonging to the family who lived nearby. That honestly wouldn't have stopped me. I always just see like little dogs and I'm like, I must kidnap you. You know what I mean? I never would, but I want to. At number 4 is the storm shelter. This one's from TikToker Bridgestcell2702, who went randonauting with her boyfriend, and the coordinates led them to this open field with this chained up storm shelter. Now they couldn't get it open for despite even using wrenches, so they tried prying it open, which worked since it was so old. I don't know how or why they would go inside. I would not. What if this?
Would you have gone in there? You know, why would a app take you to a storm shelter like that? For what purpose? It can't be good.
Some radiation mutant animal in there or something. Yeah, you don't know. Now, part 2 was uploaded by her boyfriend Jumbo Shrimp 2702, which shows them actually inside the storm shelter. There's a bunch of canned food stocked up in there from the 80s. It's crawling with spiders naturally, and they randomly find a hat in there from their high school. Now, I know storm shelters are meant to just protect people from tornadoes and whatnot, but this one looked like a proper bunker made for the end of the world. Like they were stocking up for like 6 years at least. Filling at number 3 slot is the camp. This one comes from TikToker Glossy Sophia, who shows us her randonauting adventure. It starts off with them in this forest, and they get to their coordinate location, and it shows what looks like an abandoned campsite. You see a few plastic chairs, a half-buried shovel on the ground. The duo then decided that they had seen enough and got the hell out of there, and as they were leaving, they came upon this giant bone. I'm sorry, what? A bone?
Seriously, guys. Is it me, or all of these videos just laughable, ridiculous? You know, you see bones in the woods, yeah, animal, there's animals in the wood. Old shovel, well, yeah, you know, people do dig in woods. Hat in a bloody storm shelter, yeah, well, someone was there before. Doesn't mean it's crazy spooky being chased in the woods, or, you know, explosions happening behind you Randonautica style, is it?
Near a shovel and abandoned camp? Does that sound like something out of CSI Miami? Absolutely. Now, I don't know whether an animal or person was killed there, but oh hell no. Nah, I'm not doing that. Now, at number 2 is the house. So admittedly, the background music of this one makes it a whole lot scarier, but it's still pretty terrifying all the same. Shared by TikTok user Keel780, it shows them walking in this grassy, weedy, abandoned sort of area, and they pan around so you can see the crumbling walls that look like they could have surrounded a house at one point. It then pans to the user walking up to this log cabin that has the number 666 on top of the door, and I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to accidentally stumble onto Satan's summer cabin, and despite being a wooden cabin,
Satan's summer cabin. Do you know what? I like that. That's pretty cool.
Cabin. The door of it looked very medieval, very like super fortified and whatnot. Whatever they locked inside should stay locked inside in my humble opinion. I may not know much, but I know enough. And finally, animal 1 is...
Would you have gone into that cabin with 666, all those locks in there? If there was a way into that cabin, would you have gone in there?
The trail. This one started off pretty PG-13 and innocent, so I didn't think it'd be that scary, but it proved me wrong. Uploaded by TikToker Aaliyah, her and her friends get taken to this bridge that they've been to before, so nothing out of the ordinary is happening just yet. They're about to leave thinking the coordinates were a bus until they find a sort of puddle of blood that seems super fresh. Like, you can tell in the video it's wet, you can see that it is, like, glistening almost. They then realize the blood actually has a trail, so they decide to follow it. It takes them down the road and over this railing in this back alley, so whoever was bleeding somehow made it all the way to this railing and jumped or slid off to the other side, clearly trying to hide or suffer in peace away from any attention. The video ends with one of the friends deciding to follow the trail around the corner, and that is the biggest cliffhanger I've ever been left on in my life. Like, leave me on red, I don't care, just tell me what happened. What did you find? And that is it for
What did happen? That's what I want to know. Why would you leave it at that point? If you know what happened, could you let me know in the comments? If you like these Randonautica honest reviews, let me know in the comments as well, okay? Let's get into it. Right, I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.